In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you the 5 outrageous things that I did in order to attract my soulmate into my reality so that you can attract yours too. Hello my kings and queens, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Lucy, and on this channel I share with you everything that I've learned along my personal growth journey to help you become the best version of you. Now, some of you may already know that one of my mottos, one of the things that I believe in is that it is possible to get 1% better every single day. And the things that I share with you in these videos, I encourage you to implement them consistently so that they become your new normal. For those of you who would be interested in a bit more support than just YouTube videos from me, you are welcome to subscribe to a free trial of my personal growth program, which is called 1% Better Every Day, whereby you receive personalized messages from me on a daily basis to help you manifest every single goal into your reality. So, without further ado, I'm going to dive into the 5 key things that I did when I look back now, which enabled me to manifest Jamie, the love of my life, who is now my fiancé. He proposed to me in June 2019, and we're going to get married in June 2021. So I'm going to be sharing with you the key things that I was doing before I met him so that he just popped into my life totally unexpectedly, and everything, the timing was perfect. The timing for me was perfect. The timing for him was perfect. And we've actually been such a strong relationship for the last 6 years now. So if you're interested in not only meeting the one, but also being able to sustain a long-term relationship with that person, then stay tuned to the very end, because I'm actually going to save the biggest top tip till last. So make sure you've got a notepad and pen, because this stuff is gold, okay? For any of you who are looking to attract love into your life. So the first key thing that I did to attract my soulmate into my reality is I stopped looking. Now, some of you may have heard this before. Some of you may have actually experienced this before. Comment below if you've ever found that the moment that you stopped obsessing over being in a relationship and you decided just to take a break from that, inner dialogue of feeling like you need someone in your life. And how many times has it been in those moments when you stop looking that then someone walks straight into your life interested in starting a relationship with you? So it is funny how this thing works, but for those of you who understand the law of attraction, this makes perfect sense. When you are focusing on the lack of a significant other in your life, the lack of a romantic partner, the lack of happiness in your love life, then, as you know, what you focus on expands. So then the universe will give you more lack, more loneliness, more unhappiness in relationships. So when you actually stop looking, then you are removing that resistance from the situation, which allows the universe to provide you with more opportunities, to introduce you to more people, to put more people into your life, and you'll actually be in a position where you'll be open to seeing them, open to receiving it. Okay, so to give you a bit of backstory, so I actually met Jamie after I moved to Spain. So I'm from London, as many of you know. I'm from the United Kingdom. I was in several relationships based in the UK before I met Jamie, and every single relationship, I always like to see the positive in every single one. Obviously they ended, but I'm grateful for the lessons that I learned in each relationship that I have been in. You certainly learn with every relationship that you have what you want and also what you don't want. I had decided, because I knew I was moving to Spain, So I decided to end my relationship with my then boyfriend, now my ex-boyfriend, because I just had this burning desire to, when I moved to Spain, I wanted to be completely detached from everything and everyone. I wanted to be able to jump on that plane and set up my life in Spain. I always knew I was gonna live in Spain for 1 year, and I just wanted to be able to go there where everything that was to do with me was with me. Do you know what I mean? So what I put in my suitcase and being just on my own with myself, I wanted to feel complete, and I didn't want to feel like I was leaving anything behind, so that I could fully immerse myself in all of the opportunities and the adventures and the growth that was ahead of me in Spain. So it was quite emotional to end that relationship at the time. But from my point of view, I did have something very exciting to look forward to, which was this incredible year ahead. So I moved to Spain, as I said, completely on my own. And by the way, I was only 20 years old when I embarked on this crazy journey. So looking back, I was very naive in a lot of ways. I was also very lacking in self-confidence, lacking in self-love, and had just got out of a relationship. So, you know, I had a lot of growth ahead of me, put it this way, when I moved to Spain. Now, when I first moved there, I was living completely on my own. So I moved into an apartment by the sea. It was a beautiful place, but I had no idea how lonely I would end up feeling. How many of you, comment below, how many of you have ever lived completely on your own before? And comment below if actually, when you think about it, you've never lived on your own before. So I was one of these people who had never lived on their own before, even though I'm an only child. But it's very different when there is literally, you don't expect anybody else to walk in through your front door. Once you've closed it, that's it. And to walk into a house that's completely empty, completely silent, I found it very mentally hard when I first started living on my own. I found it a real struggle to sleep at night because, you know, turning off all the lights, looking up and walking up into my bedroom, pitch black darkness, I was scared. And my walls were paper thin, so I'd hear all of these noises that were, you know, from the neighboring houses, and my imagination was just going wild. I was thinking, is that someone downstairs in my apartment, and all of this kind of stuff. So I was going through a lot of anxiety and also feeling a lot of loneliness. But this put me into a place where I was forced to grow. I was forced to have breakthroughs. Okay, so the second key thing, this is tying it all together now. I'm going to tell my story and I'm going to cover all 5 key things that I did. So the second key thing was I changed my environment, okay? How many of you have heard before that, you know, if you're seeing the same environment over and over and over again, and you're wondering why you're feeling stuck in your manifestations, or that everything else is just turning into like the same old pattern in your life over and over again, you know, by changing an environment, it's one of the quickest, most effective ways to be able to start bringing new things into your life, because everything else is so new and you're being completely stimulated by a new environment. So thing number 2 was I changed my environment. If you want to hop on a plane and move countries, be my guest. Or if you just want to, you know, completely rearrange your house or move apartments or whatever, move cities, then I'm just telling you the things that I did that led up to this moment. So this is point number 3, dedicating that chapter to me, to becoming my own best friend. That is so, so key. Now, so many people, a problem that I see is they are looking to find their soulmate. Maybe the reason why you clicked on this video, they're looking to find a significant other to fill a gap, to fill a hole that's missing, to fill themselves up, to fill a insecurity gap that's inside of them. Now, that's the wrong reason to try and attract someone into your life. If you are in a place at the moment where you do not love, respect yourself, and you are not totally 100% happy in your own company on your own, then when you do attract someone into your life at this moment in your journey, like attracts like. So the likelihood is that you'll attract somebody else who is also filled with some insecurities, filled with some pain, and pain plus pain can only lead to an argumentative and destructive relationship, especially if you're relying on each other for the wrong reasons. Okay, so this is why it's so essential, guys. And maybe you were hoping, maybe this is not the answer that you hoped to hear on this video. Maybe you were hoping that you could just stick a photo of someone on a vision board and that they would arrive with you instantly. Well, the point is, I want to tell you that you don't want that person to arrive instantly if there is still emptiness, pain, a lack of self-love going on in here. Okay, believe it or not, it is a far less painful journey to decide to dedicate the next 2-3 months of your life to you and you only. Okay, imagine if in 90 days time you dedicated so much time towards looking at yourself, towards detaching yourself from the need to have a relationship and truly loving on yourself to a point where you feel amazing and you actually have loads of fun on your own. So number 4 is doing things that make your soul happy. Getting creative, painting, playing music, exploring, going for walks with yourself, taking your camera and taking photographs, playing music that you love. I honestly filled the first 3 months of living in Spain with so much of that creative stuff. And I was able to do so much of that because I was completely detached from everyone else. Actually, I said there were 5 things. I'm thinking now there's actually 6. I hope you guys don't mind. You get a bonus one, okay? Thing number 5, being unbothered. Don't get me wrong, I was attracted to him from day 1. I thought he seemed like definitely the coolest and most attractive guy I had seen since I'd moved to Spain. But at the same time, I was so happy by this point being my own best friend. I was so happy with the life that I had created that was all about me and filling up my own cup, and every day was fun because I was choosing things that made me happy. That meant that when he came into my life, it was a nice bonus. It wasn't the be all and end all. It wasn't something that I desperately needed or else I wouldn't be happy. And that's really, really, really key. You don't want to pin your happiness on somebody else's being in your life. So this is when I actually met Jamie. Okay, so I met him a couple of months after I moved to Spain. Remember, guys, that I wasn't looking, and I wasn't doing this stuff so that I could meet someone. I was just doing this stuff because I felt this need to fill up my own cup, and that was what I wanted to do more than anything. I wanted to be truly independent. So then when I did meet Jamie, we actually met quite a few times. We met on the beachfront one day. Maybe if we get enough comments, comment below if you'd actually like me to do another video where I actually bring Jamie on and we share the story of how we met in detail and everything like that. If we get enough comments, then I will do that video too. Being unbothered either way was actually a really key part to me attracting my soulmate and to it leading towards he and I actually being in a relationship. He actually, we'll go into this in the other video if I get enough comments to make it, but it's really funny actually the story of our first few dates and how actually they didn't go very smoothly. It didn't all go to plan, and it even reached a point where I messaged him saying, oh, well, I guess the universe just doesn't want us to be together. And then he replied, I remember him replying saying, and he meant this in a jokey way, but he was like, screw the universe, I'm going to make it happen. And that was actually a lovely message to receive that, I was in a position where I was not desperate, but because I presented it to him in a way where I said, oh, well, never mind, then in return, he was very, very keen to, put the effort in, take the action and, turn us into a strong relationship. Final key thing that must be involved in turning your encounter with your soulmate into a relationship where 6 years later, it's actually happier than ever. And this is really, really key. How to evolve from the honeymoon period through to a long-term relationship, through to what is going to become a marriage in the next year, and how to sustain that happiness with your soulmate. And that does require work on both parts, okay, from both people who are involved in the relationship. So point number 6 is teamwork. And this really is the most important key thing. Now, teamwork is something that should be a part of every relationship. But I would recommend that you, obviously, let's say if you're in a relationship now and you actually know that it's an unhealthy relationship for you to be in. If you know right now that you're with someone for the wrong reasons, you're with them because they're kind of propping you up emotionally, or you're with them because you're scared of being without them, then you know deep down that those are the wrong reasons to be in a relationship. But maybe you're scared of change, or you're scared of letting go, or you're scared of what people will think, or you're scared of how much it will disrupt your lives. You know, I'm aware, I'm human, I've felt those feelings before too. So I just want to let you know that even if it seems like a long process to go back to stage 1 and to, number 1, stop looking, to change your environment, to dedicate a chapter to you, and so on, even if it seems like a long way around it compared to the sort of comfortable situation you've got now, in the long run, if you're trying to patch a relationship that is at its core not healthy and not in alignment with who you are and where you're going, then actually staying in that relationship is the slower and more time wasting approach. Okay, it's like you've got a rotten piece of food, a rotten piece of meat, and you're just trying to cover it with sauces and garnishes and salt and pepper. The truth of the matter is, underneath all of that seasoning, the food is rotten, the food is spoiled, and you can't eat it. It's bad for you. Okay, so that 6th and final point is teamwork. And I was thinking, because this is actually quite a big topic in itself, that I could do a video with Jamie where you hear his perspective and my perspective on what we do and the compromises that we make, and the the agreements that we come to, and how we respect each other's needs and desires and everything like that, so that we can still to this day have the most blissful, happy, loving, respectful, romantic, exciting relationship 6 years later. So if you guys would be interested in a video where Jamie and I talk about teamwork, then please do comment below with the word teamwork, and we will create that video if it gets enough comments. I hope you found that useful. If you did, feel free to give it a big like, and remember to subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss those upcoming videos. And also hit the bell, because sometimes it doesn't always show you the videos that you want unless you press that bell. And finally, remember, if there's anyone in your life who would benefit from watching this video too, make sure to share it with them and share it on your social media so we can spread this message.